Hey, what's up everyone? So today I want to talk about my truck. I've done a few things to it that's different from the past. And I've got the doors open here so we can easily just look into the truck cab here and I can show you what I'm rolling with. But I've gone through all my gear and I minimize all my stuff, so I'm not carrying just like everything on the planet like I used to. Because now that I have that property with the camper on it, you know, I can easily put stuff in there. But there's like 5 things that I was thinking about today when I was thinking about this video. 5 things that are really essential, I think, to full-time 4x4 truck camping. And it's gonna really help out your experience. Make sure that you can pretty much deal with all weather conditions, because here in the American West it can be like one day it can be snowing, the next day it could be like 90, or not really 90 but like 80, which is wild. And so there's just some things that you can carry with you that'll really help out. So let's go over these real quick, and why don't we go ahead and start with power. All right, now looking inside here, you can obviously see I've got a lot of electronics. I've got this fridge, I've got an air conditioner over here. That's the Zero Breeze Mark II. I've got a battery up front and a charging station, which is usually my front seat. And so I've actually got 2 batteries. I've got a 2,500 watt-hour battery there, and then a 1,500 watt-hour battery in the back behind the seats right there. And that gives me a total of 4 kilowatt hours of power, which is a ton of power. And you think of like an average house consumes 22 kilowatt hours of power per day. And I've got 4 in here, and this is just a little truck. And I basically just charge up my computer, and now I'm running this AC, which is fantastic. But the other battery, for those who haven't seen it before, it just fits right here in the back. It's the this one right here. It's the Blue Eddy EB150. And I can't say enough good things about this battery. It is super durable, and it performs great. So it's real nice having that. And the reason that I wanted to go with all that power is that I wanted to have the ability to run like a little air conditioner, or if the weather's cold, then I can run a little space heater, which isn't a problem. I'm using these big 200 watt panels right here. These are from a company called Big Blue Tech, and it's actually Mike, the guy who introduced me to Blue Eddy. He contacted me and was like, hey, I've got these panels. They're 200 watt panels, and I've got like 2 more right here. And he's like, I've also got this 2,500 watt hour battery, which can have up to 1,200 watts of solar going into it at one time, which is incredible. So I can quick charge that thing within like 2 hours, which is amazing for out here. Like I don't have to worry about it being capped at like 200 watts or anything. So having that quick charge time is really, really important. And so I would say, everybody's needs are different when it comes to the power that they're using. I've got, like I said, I've got 1 battery in the back and 1 in the front. Ideally, it'd be nice to have them all in 1 battery spot, but a 4 kilowatt hour battery, you're looking at a really big device. And truck camping like I'm doing, it kind of makes more sense to break that up into 2 smaller components that I can easily manage. And so we'll run over here real quick. I'll show you some other panels set up here. I've got total 800 watts out right now, and there's the exhaust for the air conditioner. But in the front seat here, let me unplug these so we don't stretch the cords. All right, so what I've done here with my front seat is I essentially wanted to make it an area where I have the 2.5 kilowatt hour battery charging. I've got the ports coming in right here. And there's actually 3 different ones. You can do 400 watts on each, so that's how they get their 1,200 in there, which is pretty cool. They kind of broke it up, so I imagine that's how they got around having so much wattage going in one spot. But in the front here, just got my tool set. Got a full mechanics tool set here, which is great. I've got my laundry stuff, which is, I've got a clothesline, and then my hamper here, and then my Tide, and then I've got a few other items that I'm carrying right here. This is just like jeans and stuff like that in case I need to dress up and look kind of halfway decent. But that's pretty much it for the front seat, and that's what I'm using just as, like I said, like kind of like my charging station and all that stuff. The second component that I think is vital is your refrigeration and also your cook station. I kind of added them as one and the same because I want to say like more like a kitchen, but I broke mine up into 2 separate spots. I've got my refrigerator in the back here in the back seat, and then my cook station is actually on the swing out right back there. So it's the tailgate drop down table that I have, and I love this thing. It's so awesome to cook with it, and it's nice to be outside and do that. I've got the little propane deal right here. This is I got this from West End Marine, and I think it's just westendmarine.com. They've got a bunch of really cool looking propane tanks and stuff like that for the boating world, and so that's where I got that. That's for a boat, but it fits perfect there. The drop down table here makes it to where I can put my camp stove and be good to go. I do have another place on the interior here where I can cook, and it's back over there on the shelf, and I can use either the candle lantern, which surprisingly will boil water after about 35 minutes, or I've got like a little backpacking stove which I can put over there. And so, you know, having a dedicated cook spot, and actually 2 of them, and then if I wanted to cook outside, but say it was raining, you know, I could do it underneath this awning. So literally like 3 places to cook is really ideal, because, you know, if it's a nice day out, I'm on the back of the tailgate and I'm good to go. If it's hot out, you know, I want to come under here and cook dinner under here instead of standing in the sun the whole time. Or if it's really bad weather, if it's raining or snowing, we can stay inside the truck and be in the truck topper and do something like oatmeal or something that's not super you know, has a strong odor to it or anything like that, like bacon. Having those options are nice. That way you can ride out pretty much any condition. Like I was talking about earlier, one of the things I'm running that's electronic is my fridge. Now this is always on. I've always got it plugged into my EB150 over there. That's that Blue Eddy battery. And I cannot say enough great things about these fridges, and fridges in general. I mean, it doesn't have to be a Dometic. You can have whatever you want. It cuts down on the maintenance and the babysitting that you have to do for a cooler, because I rocked a cooler for like 4 years. And after just getting so tired of accidentally not putting the sun cover over it when I go hiking, and then the sun bakes on it all day, and I come back and I've got a cooler full of water and soggy food, which I've done that a million times. It wastes so much food doing it. Then you waste a trip having to go into town to get more ice and stuff like that. So go with the fridge. It's worth its weight in gold. 45 liters about perfect for one person. You know, I can put all of my stuff in here. I've got a little area up top too for things like quick grab items. I always like to put my water in here, and that's super nice to have, you know, on these warm days as summer gets here. Another thing too is underneath here, that's where I'll put my cast iron, and then I store my eggs here as well. And so on the and also on the door, I've got some Myers, you know, kitchen stuff, some dish detergent or dish soap. I can't speak today, and then some olive oil for cooking. So that's what I've got for my cook stations, and also for my refrigeration. And you know, like I said, I rocked a cooler for like 4 years, but just do yourself a favor, knock that out in the get going, get power and get a cooler, and you'll be off to the races. Third component is to make sure that you have shade. Now this is so key, especially in higher elevations where the sun is super intense, or in the American West. You know, it's like it can be pretty gnarly, and the sun can be really intense. So I've got this. It's basically like an outdoor living room. It's my awning from ARB. I was gonna say drop down room, but I don't have that yet. I've got the new one coming. I plan to put a wood stove in there. But this is what I have. I've been rocking this forever. You can see up top, I've actually like stretched it out a little bit with a painter's pole, so that way if water comes, it sheds real easy. And this works great as far as getting out of the sun. It blocks the UV, so you can literally stand underneath it here, and it just feels just great on your skin. You don't feel like you're frying. Another thing I've got on the back, which I haven't set up yet, but I've got the Slumberjack, and I did the Roadhouse screen tarp set up on the back here. So that's actually, it hooks into your tires and then comes up here and then goes all the way out the back for, I don't know, I think it goes back like a good 10-15 feet or something like that. And then you stake it off here, and then I've got the tarp for, I'm sorry, not the tarp, but the screens that can drop down on all four sides and help it to where I can create a bug net area. And when it works back here is there's like a sleeve that goes around this. That's a big old bug net, and then you just tighten it with this drawstring and it buttons it up. So I'm excited to test that out. I haven't actually deployed it yet, but it would be great to have like this shaded area so it's nice and cool under here, the shaded area in the back, so if I'm working anything on the tailgate or if I'm cooking some food or something like that, it's like surprisingly in the morning it can get kind of hot because you don't have these winds in the morning. The sun's just baking and it's super intense, and so it can only be like 65 out and you're standing in full sun just sweating like crazy. But so I've got this shaded area, that shaded area, and then we've got inside the topper here. On the topper, what I've got is I'm porting in the air conditioning from back that's in the back seat. So that's what you see with that white hose. And I can tell you that is the best thing that I've had happen to my truck. Besides obviously it getting fixed. I mean, getting fixed was real nice. But having the air conditioner in there, like, I am so stoked to do this video for you on that. I've been talking with Zero Breeze. That's what it's a Zero Breeze Mark II air conditioner. And it has a little portable battery with it too. So you can roll around with it. And the battery is like 33 amp hours. It's this awesome, it's pretty heavy. It's this little brick that you put underneath it, and it attaches up real good. So I'll do a full video about that. But that air conditioner in here just is a total game changer, because I know you've got the protection from the sun with the topper, and then I'll put up like Reflectix on the side so that it doesn't come in. And having that air conditioner there, I mean, Sierra and I were in here earlier and it was like cold in there. It was actually like a like a chilly house, you know, like about 60 degrees with the air conditioner going. So it was awesome, and I'm definitely going to be using that a lot this summer. It's going to free up a lot of different ways, areas for me to go, like in canyon country. The number 4 component for 4x4 truck camping is actually your 4x4 capabilities to get out there. Because in the 7 years that I was on the road, I never really ran into people because I'd always push it and go really far into the backcountry. And in order to do so, lots of times, you know, you gotta do river crossings or get up obstacles and do things that most stock vehicles, even if they're 4x4, would have a tough time doing. And so I just invested in my truck just to make sure that I was able to get to those spots. Now, you don't have to have all the stuff that I do on your truck in order to have good 4x4. What I would recommend, if you're just wanting to do, if you're starting out and you're wanting to do, you know, some upgrades to your 4x4 vehicle, get better tires and get a lift. Okay, do like a 3-inch lift and get up to like 33-inch tires, and that will really help you on trails, get you to some better spots, give you a little bit more clearance, and give you that confidence that you can get through obstacles. Another thing too is airing down your tires. Like, that's huge, and making sure you don't shake your vehicle apart, especially in the Southwest. If you're like in canyon country and things of that nature, you know, those roads and those trails tend to be all rock, and they can really rattle your vehicle around. And so if you can air down, that's great, but you need to be able to air back up, and that's where the air compressor underneath the hood, I think, is vital. So like the first 2 items I get would be like the tires, and if you want to get cool wheels, you know, get the wheels as well, and the lift. And then after that, I would do the air compressor, and then probably a locker. If you don't have a locker in your rear differential, then definitely you want to get one of those. And with the air compressor, you can run that. If it's dual air compressor, which is what I have, you have the capabilities to run both the air compressor to air up your tires and also your locker. So it's kind of nice to have that. Now, number 5 could kind of go in with the shade component, because what I'm going to talk about now is how you can manipulate your environment when it comes to climate control. Now, you don't necessarily need like air conditioning in the summertime. It certainly helps, and me having the air conditioner in there now is awesome. I'm going to do a full review on that. That's the Zero Breeze Mark II, and I mean, it's a total game changer, especially for that small little topper. I've got it going in there right now, so we'll hop in there in a second. I'll show you kind of what the sound is like when I have it on high. But you know, having like a covered area like this, or having the tarp over there is real nice. The side tarp. You know, if you don't have the funds for the air conditioner, a great workaround with that is just to grab a simple fan. And if you go to truck stops, they have these awesome 12-volt fans that you can get. These things are super powerful, and they got it to where you can be on rotation as well. They do pull, I think, about 50 watts. So it's kind of a lot of power, but it moves a ton of air, and it's called Road Pro Living on the Go is the name of the stuff here. Let's see, how much? It says 8 watts, it's 0.6 amps. It's way more than 8 watts, so it's more than that. But anyway, that's great for moving air on. Also, for when it's cold, you know, I've got a little space heater that I can run in there. I've also got the candle lantern, which puts off heat, and then I can use a little backpacking stove as like spot heat if I want to. And so, you know, having the ability to manipulate your climate is really important. It just gives you that little extra comfort that gives you kind of like those comforts of home, those creature comforts that you need. And also too, it helps you out. I mean, you know, when it's hot, for me, I can't sleep if it's hot. If it's cold, I can just put more covers on. You know, but if it's hot out, I can't really get any sleep. So that air conditioner is super nice for that. So let's hop in there. Well, I'll show you what the air conditioner sounds like. I obviously need to build a better mount for this. This is just temporary because this is the first time using the air conditioner. But this is the cooling hose that comes in, and I mean, it's straight up blowing some good air. Let me grab some toilet paper here. I'll show you. This is the highest setting, and it blows like that. And so it's a really good temperature as far as the cooling effect. It's a legitimate air conditioner, so it has the compressor in it and everything. So what I'll do is I'll come in here, and then I'll just point it down like this to keep like the bed cool. And then like mid-afternoon, I'll hop in here with Sierra. She immediately crashes out. I took a nap yesterday when I was in here just laying, and it was really nice. I mean, it just takes the edge off in the afternoon when it's really hot. And what happens is, if you're parked in the sun, which I am right now, you know, even if it's like only 80 or 85, which isn't too hot, your truck topper will feel like it's like 100 in here, because after a while the radiation, you know, the UV rays just like bake into the topper and really warm it up. And so having the ability for air conditioning is amazing. Another thing that I have too is I've got these reflectics that I can put up, you know, put it up over the windows, so when the sun is in the morning time I've actually got the tarp out, the side awning, so I don't have to worry about the sun coming through in the morning. But in the afternoon it can blaze through on this side, and so I'll put this up to help out with the air conditioner. And it was to the point yesterday to when Sierra and I were sitting in here, I grabbed a blanket, and we had a blanket while we took a nap, which was awesome. So really like the air conditioner. For the winter time though, I want to show you the little space heater I use. This is the one. It pulls about 300 watts continuously, so it's definitely a lot of power that comes out. But if you've got a big battery bank, like, you know, I've got 4,000 watts of power, so I'm good to go with that. If you want to be a little bit more energy conservative or conserve on energy, go with like an electric blanket. And this on the low setting pulls, I think, like 30 watts, and on the high setting it pulls 50, which isn't bad. And so I've had it where I'll, you know, have the blanket out and actually have it on top of everything that I have, and let it kind of warm everything up in the air, and like the radiant heat that will come up. It's such a small space in here. It actually does pretty good at keeping it relatively warm. And then when I'm ready to go to bed, I'll tuck it underneath in between like a sheet and then the main blanket that I have. I'll put it right in between the two of them, and it just is really great. Some people have said put it down and then lay on top of it, but you can actually damage these. They're kind of cheap, and so it's easy to break them. So I would just recommend not sitting on them, you know, putting them on top of stuff, and then just being underneath it, and you stay plenty warm. So anyway, that's the stuff that I recommend. And this is all assuming obviously that you have the truck and a place to sleep. So, you know, that's the basic, and then we're building from there. But these are 5 recommendations for long-term truck camping that are going to help you stay comfortable and help you enjoy yourself when you're out here. So if you got any questions, hit me up in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.
The